Good evening, everyone. My name is Clifford Morris. I'm the headmaster at Piinkerton Academy, and I'm here to welcome you to this wonderful but short evening together, which we hope will be productive, informative, and exciting for everyone. You'll look around you and see we've got signage that we put up this evening where we have people here to meet you and greet you and explain the different topics that they represent. What we want to do is show you how Hooksett and Piinkerton Academy already are hard at work and enjoying a very effective relationship, both at the school board and at the student and faculty level. The transition from Hooksett to Piinkerton has been an immediate success for your students we already have. In last year's chance to opt in, 103 of your 165 8th graders opted to come to Piinkerton. And immediately, Dylan D'Arizano found himself elected president of the 9th grade class. Dylan, where are you? Last year, one of our outstanding teachers was recognized nationally as Teacher of the Year for the state of New Hampshire. He, too, is a Hooksett native. Joey Lee. What we'd like to accomplish in these next 24 minutes is give you a chance to hear from us in a formal way for about 8 or 10 minutes from some key people, and then in an informal way answer your questions, and then in the last 10 minutes leave you time to go station to station or speak with whomever you find important and relevant to your needs to get information about Piinkerton tonight. Does that sound like a good plan? Okay. The gentleman over here, Dr. Christopher Harper, is our Dean of Academic Studies. He'll talk to you at length about the curriculum.
Good evening and welcome. You need, in 10 minutes, to pick the high school you will be with for the next 4 years. No pressure, don't worry. All right, but we hope to give you some information today, and we hope to also give you information later on if you'd like to come and volunteer and see some of that. I'm going to call my presentation, Can You See Yourself at Piinkerton Academy? And that's an important factor in terms of finding the fit for you. And so what we're going to do is we're going to look at, can you see yourself at Piinkerton in a number of different ways. So first thing, accessing Piinkerton's choice and flexibility. We have at Piinkerton Academy 316 courses. 316 courses. That's more than many junior colleges. All right, you have an incredible amount of choice. For example, we have 6 world languages, including Mandarin Chinese and sign language. 3 years of sign language. So there's a lot of things that you can access there. Can you see yourself developing an action plan to your future? All right, right now, you may be sitting there as an 8th grader and saying, I have no idea what we want to do. Excellent, because we can deal with that. We have all sorts of courses that can help you experiment, to try things out, to look at something new. We have, for example, 26 AP and honors credits. We have abundant technology at Piinkerton Academy. So there's lots of ways that you can look to your future. And one of the first things that we do, that Mr. Lonigan, where are you? Back there, who is the sort of headmaster of the Freshman Academy. You've been promoted. During the Freshman Academy, what they do is they create a 5-year plan. Not that you're going to be at Piinkerton Academy for 5 years, no. But what do you want to do when you get out of Piinkerton Academy and then work backwards? In order to achieve that goal, what do you have to do as a senior? What do you have to do as a junior? What do you have to do as a sophomore? And what do you have to do as a freshman? And helping to plan that. And again, the plan is not etched in stone. It does change over time. But that's an important factor. We have a rigorous academic environment. All right, we have courses in all sorts of levels, and we want to find the course that you're going to not struggle in, but it's going to be challenging for you, but not sit there and twiddle your fingers. All right, for example, this course over here, looks like they're hanging Barbie. No, they're not hanging Barbie. That's the Barbie bungee jump. That's a math class. And what they're doing is using the stretch of a rubber band to figure out the linear function that the rubber band stretches. And then after they do a little experiment in the classroom, they have to figure out how many rubber bands it takes to drop Barbie off the third floor balcony and not hit the ground. So, using math, using other subjects in a practical way. Very important. We have a vibrant social atmosphere at Piinkerton Academy. We have lots of sports teams. We have 21 team sports, 13 boys teams, 14 girls teams, 5 co-ed teams, and 14 freshman teams. We have clubs and organizations. We have over 50. Just about anything you can think of. And in fact, one of the new things we just added is rowing, all right, which is a new sport that we have, which we're really excited about. But here you can see the championship VEX robotics team. Here you can see the championship football team. All right, in a school, can you see yourself in a school where inclusion and student support is second nature? All right, we have all sorts of ways to help students. For example, one of the biggest clubs that we have on campus is a student-generated club called Just Like Us. This is a club where students with challenges, learning challenges, work with students who are regular education students, and they work together to go to socials, to go to football games, to do all sorts of things. We have the Freshman Academy, which is a school within a school program to help transition students into a full-time high school position. We have a writing center. We have a math center. We have a directed study hall. We have lots of programs that help students if they are struggling. All right, we are a school, and you see yourself in a school where creativity is encouraged. We have, again, within those 316 courses, we have things like architecture, dance, video production, music theory, yearbook critic. We have creative writing and senior independent research, where the students actually go from Piinkerton Academy as seniors and work in labs in the university at UNH research labs, doing original research. So there's lots of good things that are happening. Can you see yourself in an exciting community of involved individuals? All right, we have students, for example, in some of our 16 CTE programs on campus. Things like cabinet making, cosmetology, pre-engineering, and culinary arts. These programs you don't travel to. They're on campus, so you don't waste time in transport going from one place to the other. And finally, can you see accessing opportunities that are unparalleled in New Hampshire? We have fantastic facilities, all right? And I hope you will take advantage of a tour that we'll say later on. I'll talk to you about how to access that tour if you'd like to actually see the facilities themselves. Finally, can you see yourself graduating as a senior who is career and college ready? I don't usually like to do a lot of statistics. I am the data guy, so I had to give you some data. Here it is. All right, 89% of PA students return for a second year of those students going to four-year colleges. That means that normally, if you compare that to the nation is 78%. New Hampshire is 80%, or 89% of our students come back for a second year of college after the first year. And even better than that, 92% of the students from Piinkerton Academy go for a four-year degree and complete the program in 6 years. Now, it sounds like a lot, but then people leave and go coming back to education a number of different years for a number of different reasons. In the nation, that's 56%, and in New Hampshire, 64%. We are at 92%. Our students are prepared. So, if you would like to see more about Piinkerton Academy, if you would like to see the facilities directly, we welcome you to come to a tour. We will be offering tours on Wednesday, October 8th. The tours are at 4 and 6 o'clock. You're welcome to come down. There's no reservation that you need to make in order to do that. If you would like to have a reminder and have us contact you about other events that are happening in Piinkerton Academy, you're welcome to access our Piinkerton Academy raffle. We're giving away a number of things, including 2 tickets to the Stockbridge Theater Show, dinner for two at the Chef to School event. That's a great event where a chef comes into our culinary art program from one of the surrounding restaurants and prepares a meal. And then one free adult cooking class. If you want to leave your name and address at this link below, all right, you can use that on your smartphone, or we have 2 computers in the back that are logged in, and all you have to do is leave your name and address. And again, we'll contact you just about the stuff in terms of the events that are coming up at Piinkerton Academy if you'd like to know. So, right now, without further ado,
As I mentioned before, we have 103 of your 8th graders from last year. We have 35 from the year before. It's over 140 students we currently have from Hooksett. You'll see we have students all around with name cards. They're here to give you a student perspective once you have a chance to talk to them individually. I'd like to know how many of you are 8th grade students or parents considering our fall admission. I'm going to invite Bill Lonergan up here to talk specifically about the Freshman Academy to ensure this transition is strong. You know Dylan's proven it's an easy fit. And Bill will give you some of the details about the Freshman Academy that make it a protected, guided, and positive experience.
Sure, I wasn't expecting on speaking this evening, but thanks for the microphone. You guys are in trouble. Our Freshman Academy began 4 years ago. It's an outstanding place for students to transition into high school. If you're familiar with the educational statistics on students' success in high school, failing freshman year, 1 class, really will set your child back. So what we've done in the Freshman Academy is we wrap around our kids a great deal. We spend a lot of time with teams of teachers, with administrators, guidance counselors, special educators, other educational specialists. We pay a lot of attention to those students, particularly the ones who are struggling. And we try to figure out what services we can get to those students as quickly as possible. And what we've seen, Chris will attest to this, significant increase in students passing the courses and far fewer kids failing, and huge, huge success with those students moving forward. So, speaking from the heart of someone who graduated from Piinkerton, I know how important it is for kids to have a successful experience. Piinkerton is a tremendous, tremendous place to go to school. If your child takes advantage of the opportunities, they'll meet some unparalleled success. I really believe that. So, if you have questions about our Freshman Academy, more than happy to answer your questions. Thank you.
Thanks, Bill. This is that portion of 10 minutes when we'd like to field questions from you. Take the first one, Alan.
How big is a freshman class on average?
we have approximately 763 this year.
That's general enrollment.
That's general enrollment.
Obviously, we offer special ed and special programs, so the number is actually larger, approaches 800.
What's the average number of students per class?
Average number of students per class. We shoot for the fact that we would like A-level classes to be 24, B-level classes to be 22, C-level classes to be 20, and our explorations or special education classes at 16. Do we have some classes above that? Yes. Most of our classes, though, probably 85% of our classes, I think the last time I looked, were in those ranges of 24, 22, 20. So the other 15 or so percent are above that, but there are no, I mean, they can go up as high as 28, but that's rare.
More questions?
I don't know if you can speak to the transportation that we did on this year. What time school starts, how long the kids are on the bus?
So the transportation issue, we start at 7:15 in the morning and we end at 2:10. I can have some of the students here. What's your transportation? How long are you on the bus? You're not on the bus. You're on the bus? No. No bus student. There's a bus student. Excellent.
You want to speak to that one?
So I am on the bus, and I would never like to wake up early, but you do wake up early, but you do get used to it, and my bus picks me up at 6:19 in the morning, and I usually get at Collie at 6:44, not Collie, Piinkerton at 6:44. and I'm not the last bus stop, so we have one more bus stop after us, but the bus ride is not really that bad.
Bus transportation is currently and will next year be included in the tuition cost for Hooksett. So it's free to Hooksett residents.
Do any of the other towns have a late bus for after-school activities?
Yes, Hampstead has a late bus. They're the only town.
And they take care of that inside of their town?
All of the busing and transportation is taken care of by the sending district, yes. Do you want to open it up for smaller conversations with folks around the room?
Any last questions you'd like to share publicly?
Can you not park unless you're a senior?
That is correct. We have very limited parking. And unfortunately, the town won't allow us to have any more parking because, I don't know whether you've been down 28 bypass when school is getting out, but there's a lot of kids and cars and buses and everything coming out.
Even harder for faculty to park.
How many buildings are there?
23 on 100 acres. And we have 127 acres in Forsyth Forest, about 2 miles from campus to the north of 102.
That's part of our education program, physical education program. You get out there and you walk.
7 minutes between classes, passing time. Most recent building completed was finished last week. We put the roof on the sugar shack. Fine. Sir.
Griffin, nothing in relation to that. For freshmen, most of your classes are within the academy building. So 5 of your classes will be in that building, outside social studies, English, and your lunch. The other 3 will be for phys ed, JROTC, fine arts, foreign language, you'll be going to the other buildings on campus. But we kind of keep them centrally located so they can meet with kids, have an experience with others, and of course have experiences with the team.
My favorite part of freshman year is cafeteria. There's a freshman cafe that has 8-person maximum per table. All our tables are round, a nice social setting, and lunchtime is split between seminar period and eating. It's very carefully supervised. It's a nice environment. Sure.
Piinkerton is huge. And I've heard that students get lost.
Piinkerton is huge.
I would like to know.
Compared to middle schools across the state, it is the largest high school in the state. But the experience and the design of the freshman academy takes the sting out of that. I think Dylan's a walking example. He came out of your middle school into Piinkerton and surfaced as class president in less than a month. So though we might be big, it's not intimidating. What you find is your old friendships are stirred up a little bit. They certainly don't lose contact with their fellow Hooksett students or Hooksett friends. And they do meet a lot of new and interesting people.
With classes so far apart, I imagine getting to your locker would be difficult. How many of your books are online?
I can't speak to the online. There are a number that are online. One of the things we found, though, is we have, I want to say, thousands of lockers on campus. Probably 10 to 15% of them get used. And what will happen in the freshman academy is we don't assign lockers. First few weeks of school, we tell students, come to us, pick a locker out, and come get a PA lock from us, and tell us what locker you're going to be using. What most students generally do is tend to find their way around campus, and we have a few kids carrying very large bags, but the ones that really carry large bags are finding their way to get a locker. And usually they have a locker in the freshman academy. But we have students elsewhere on campus in the Fine Arts Building, the Shepherd Building, there are lockers there, and they do the same thing. Okay? So there are books, we do have online books. Most of our books are text. But teachers do a great job of using both text as well as classroom materials and other things. So it's not reliant solely on that big, heavy literature book that I used to use in my English classroom.
Before we go to the last question and recess into informal questions, I'm going to ask Dr. Harper to talk about our technology program, the number of computers, the way computers and technology are used, because though we are huge, that means we are resource rich. And not only the number of classes, but the number of opportunities both in our traditional academic program and our CTE program. We are the only school, by the way, tonight that has a CTE program, a career training education program, on our campus, in our program, in our same schedule. So it makes it easy. And I want to let you know, we will repeat this same program for the next session. The third session will be a lot more informal. The evening host will be none other than Joey Lee, the Hooksett native and Teacher of the Year last year. But we do want you to stay, come back as long as you want. We will be here until 9 o'clock. We meaning the people in the ring around the room with all these topics. So please come back with your specific questions if you'd like. Chris, why don't you talk about technology?
A quick technology note. We have on campus 14 computer labs that teachers can sign up at any time. They want to bring a class in to use the technology. We have another 8 other strategically established computer labs that are course specific. So there's a computer lab for graphic arts, so there's a computer lab for the video production course. So we have a lot of technology around. We are expanding our wireless network. We have also begun experimenting with iPads in the classroom and seeing how that goes. And we have a long-range plan to look to expand all of that so that technology, which is important for learning, will be available for everyone.
Last question?
If somebody's got their own laptop or iPad, are they allowed to integrate that into their classroom work?
Yes, they can.
BYOD.
Yep.
I just wanted to add to Bill's answer about the textbook question. The English department started 2 years ago integrating the Blueprint Common Core Lit book. We'll be finished with the freshman next year. We're going up through the grades. And with that textbook comes an online site license so the student can leave the physical book in school and access everything, including additional resources. In fact, the textbook online allows the teacher to put sticky notes within the text itself to help scaffold the experience for the student and guide the students with the reading. And that's for all students using that textbook.
I just want to add on that one more thing. I know you guys are hearing a lot about textbooks, but I'm a senior and speaking from experience, I've only had to bring in the 4 years one book to class every day. That's it. Most classes have either the teacher does not use a book to teach some classes, or they have a class set, and or you only have to do one assignment. I know freshman English, I only had maybe a few days where you bring the book and then you don't use it the rest of the year.